School in Afghanistan reopened for the new academic year with the fundamentalist Taliban government prohibiting teenage girls from joining secondary level classes for the third year in a row now.
From Jakarta, Indonesia.
Chinese-built airport in Nepal not yet open due to failing debt. Somali pirates may come back adding cost to global shipping. Afghan school reopened, but still no girls allowed.
MLINE Public Updates powered by VOA, Voice of America.
A China-funded international airport in Nepal opened more than a year ago, but still hasn't received international flight. With loan repayment for the Pokhara airport due to start soon, many worry Nepal has fallen into a debt trap.
Pokhara, Nepal is a big draw for adventure tourists. Thrill seekers from India and further afield bungee jump, zip line and hike in the surrounding Himalayas. The only way to reach Pokhara on a scheduled flight has been to fly domestically from somewhere else in Nepal. So, when a new international airport opened in January 2023, Nepalese thought business would get a boost. Samar Nepali takes tourists for boat rides.
Since our new airport in Pokhara opened, there's been no sign of any international flights. I think that if international flights happen, it'll make our business much smoother. And I think our government should be pushing for this.
Pokhara's new airport was built and partly financed by China. The loan was to be paid back with airport profits. To date, no regular international flights are coming to the airport, and the number of passengers is drastically lower than expected. Pokhara's Tourism Council says the industry had been lobbying for the airport for decades.
That international airport, we hope that is the lifeline for not only Pokhara, not only for Western region, it's the hope for the whole Nepal tourism industry. They are thinking that their investment will be lost.
With loan repayments due to start in 2026, many here worry Nepal may have fallen victim to China's so-called debt trap diplomacy. Other Chinese infrastructure projects in developing countries have come under scrutiny in recent years for expensive and poor construction and for leaving countries that are supposed to benefit with high levels of debt. But the Chinese embassy told VOA that since the new airport opened, Pokhara has seen more air passenger arrivals than its pre-pandemic high. It also called the debt trap accusation a narrative trap created to jeopardize China's cooperation with other developing countries. One expert on foreign affairs says Nepal is becoming increasingly wary of Chinese-financed infrastructure projects and is looking to other countries.
World Bank is ready to finance our infrastructure project. European Bank is ready to finance. Japan sometimes waives the loan after 5-10 years. We can use any moment.
Pokhara's business owners hope China and India start flying in more tourists soon. Nepali politicians, meanwhile, are said to be negotiating with China to see if it will waive the loan. Henry Wilkins, VOA News, Pokhara, Nepal.
Having been dormant for nearly a decade, a recent rise of piracy off the coast of Somalia is increasing cost of global shipping that already grappling with Houthi attack in the Red Sea.
A distress signal and a call to an emergency hotline couldn't save the Abdullah from Somali pirates. The Bangladeshi-owned bulk carrier was boarded last week, the latest victim of a resurgence in Somali piracy that international navies thought they had previously brought under control. A week later, and the Abdullah is anchored off Somalia. Speaking by telephone from a coastal area of the semi-autonomous Puntland region, one pirate financier, who goes by the alias Ismail Issei, said international navies had reduced their operations off Somalia. That's as, several hundred nautical miles to the north, Houthi militants have been launching repeated drone and missile strikes on international shipping in the Red Sea region since mid-November. Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud said that distraction was encouraging piracy.
incidents that took place. It's not higher level, but it can go if we do not stop while it's still at infancy stage.
For nearly a decade, joint international operations had kept piracy dormant in waters that include some of the world's busiest shipping lanes. Instigators were thought to have largely become inactive. Mohamud says the answer is to boost Somalia's own law enforcement capabilities, both on land and in the sea. Its Coast Guard, according to government data, has only one functioning boat. The capital Mogadishu, the breakaway Somaliland region and Puntland also have their own maritime police forces with limited resources. At their peak in 2011, Somali pirates launched 237 attacks and held hundreds of hostages, according to the International Maritime Bureau. That year, the Oceans Beyond Piracy Monitoring Group estimated that their activities cost the global economy about $7 billion, including hundreds of millions in ransoms. The current rate of attacks is significantly less. According to data from the EU's anti-piracy mission, EU NAVFOR Atalanta, at least 2 cargo ships and 12 fishing vessels have been successfully seized since November. Over the weekend, the Indian Navy intercepted and freed another bulk carrier after it ventured back out to sea. The raids are piling risks and costs on shipping companies. That includes in terms of additional war risk premiums imposed by insurers and increased demand for private armed guards. But costs to global shipping companies may be of little concern on the Puntland coast. There, fisherman Kemi Kenan says some young Somalis have little choice other than turning to piracy.
If the illegal foreign fishing boats in our sea will not stop, our youth will have to defend their sea because they are losing their livelihoods.
He says when it's a case of a small-scale fisherman competing against international vessels, then, quote, the only option is for them to take up guns for revenge.
School in Afghanistan reopened for the new academic year with the fundamentalist Taliban government prohibiting teenage girls from joining secondary level classes for the 3rd year in a row now. In a statement marking the new school year, the Taliban Ministry of Education asked teachers and students to follow Islamic principles in their appearance and avoid clothing that is against Islam and Afghan custom.
The Voice of America, VOA.
I'll be seeing you on my Instagram account at mirzawardana, where you can click and shop there from a link that being posted on the story or on the profile. Just click and shop. Until next time on MLINE Top 3 Updates, powered by VOA, Voice of America.